Hallo Leute, willkommen zu einem neuen Let's Play and Talk Disco Elysium. Heute am Tag der Aufnahme ist es Samstag Nacht, also eigentlich schon Sonntagmorgen, der 19. Juni 2022, 0:29 Uhr, wie gesagt. Und Entschuldigung, meine kurze Irritation, aber meine kleine Katze flitzt hier wieder rum. Ja, wir sind zurück hier im Whirling und bereiten uns jetzt auf die erste Nacht vor. Im Spiel ist es 20:39 Uhr. Was ist da los? Und ja, dann gehen wir mal ins Bett. Wir sehen uns morgen früh. Tschüss. Ja, dann gehen wir mal schlafen. Ja. So. Ja, ich kann die Ausdauer ja erhöhen. So, wie es da gerade stand, um das Gesundheit zu erhöhen auch. Und dann gehen wir ins Bett, würde ich sagen.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
Ich krieche hinein.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't come. And then sleep doesn't come.
Warum nicht?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
Überprüfe das Kissen.
Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly. Smells of alcohol and sweat and grease.
Überprüfe die Decke.
It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. A bit tense in the muscles. Relax.
Ich drehe mich auf die andere Seite.
It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
Wer hat ihn getötet? Wer?
Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
Na gut, dann keine Gedanken mehr. Schlaf jetzt ein.
Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Was ist hier los? Das kann aber nicht wahr sein. Disco-Kugel. Oder was? Oh nein, mir schwant Böses. Oh nein, das bin ja ich.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
Was soll das denn sein? Ich erinnere mich an gar nichts. Ich wurde in einem Krankenhaus geboren. Die Leute normalerweise zum Sterben hin. Das ist aber sehr pessimistisch. Was soll das denn sein?
What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question.
Wurde in einem Krankenhaus geboren, wo die Leute normalerweise zum Sterben hingehen.
You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit. Tell me, do you remember your wife's hand on on your face.
Raus mit der Sprache, was ist hier los? Ich will nicht antworten, bevor du mir sagst, wer du bist. Von wem sprichst du? Ich bin fortgegangen. Verlassen. Ja, das ist wahrscheinlich Alkoholiker und so. Aber so einfach. Lass mich doch nicht rumkommandieren in meinem Traum. Also, raus mit der Sprache, was ist hier los? Ich werde nicht antworten, bevor du mir sagst, wer du bist.
You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone.
Harry.
Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life?
Von wem sprichst du?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth?
Ich wurde verlassen.
That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
Ich kann das alles wieder bekommen, oder ich will nicht wieder der Alte werden. Ja, der Alte schien ja nicht in Ordnung zu sein, sonst hätte sie mich ja nicht verlassen. Wer auch immer.
They were only cramping your descent into the abyss. Now they're gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. All of it. You failed. You failed me.
Aha.
You failed Elysium.
Ja, wir haben uns schon mal einmal unterhalten.
No, Harry. You were just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do. Even in your dreams. And the act is wearing thin. The spots of the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
Wow. Was ist Elysium?
Everything. The pale and the useless. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history.
Okay.
You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
4,6 Milliarden Menschen auf der Welt. Also ist die Welt kleiner als uns. Oder halt die Bevölkerung. Ich kann wieder der Alte werden.
You're not coming back from shit, thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours, bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
Ich versuche diesen Fall zu lösen.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
so something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
Gott, es gibt noch eine andere Art. Was? Nein. Oh Gott, es gibt noch eine andere Art.
Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry.
Creepy.
Time to go to work in the shit factory.
More creepy. Fuck, Alter. Uiuiui.
Good going, buddy.
Mein Gott, zum Teufel war das denn? Ich hatte gerade einen unglaublich schönen Traum über Aufbauen zur Jugend. Passiert das oft immer, wenn ich die Augen schließe? Genau, passiert das oft immer, wenn ich die Augen schließe?
Yes. Wait till you see the one with the chick in it. It's gonna be a good one. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
Was für eine Mieze.
You don't know? You don't know? Some broad that messed you up. It'll come to you. It always does.
Was zum Teufel ist mit mir los?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Kommt es denn dazu? Nein, du verstehst mich falsch. Ich fühle mich unglaublich gut. Ehrlich.
That's not really true. Your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more.
Nein, Mann.
You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could decline.
Nein, ich halte das aus. Ich begebe mich nicht auf die Suche nach Speed.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
Du lügst. Ich schaff das ohne Speed. Da stirbt auch nicht die halbe Stadt. Nee, Speed ist scheiße. Speed will ich nicht.
Suit yourself, slow, sad shellman. See how you do without your spark.
Ja, wirst du schon sehen. Arsch. Sehe ich hier nur aus.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Ja, Enzyklopädie. Du gehst in dich, um herauszufinden, was den Blick verursacht hat.
It belongs in the new, the 3rd decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species.
Okay.
Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened.
Yeah, baby.
Forget about ostentatious orchestrations. Forever show, your city. That meant only one thing. Guillaume le Million.
Guillaume le Million.
If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right.
Okay.
Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
Also habe ich ihn übernommen. Warum? Ich habe das Gefühl, mit der Zunge zu schneiden zu müssen, wenn ich den Blick aufsetze. Wie lange ist die neue Zeit her? Ist da sonst noch etwas? Wer ich zum Beispiel bin, warum ich ein Bulle geworden bin, warum ich versucht habe, mich sinnlos zu betrinken? Hat das vielleicht irgendwas mit Destinations Orchestration zu tun? Genau. Hast du sonst noch was?
You have some understanding of the near history of disco, plus the trivia you've picked up along the way. Episodic memory, however, remains in the dark. It may never return. You should prepare yourself for that.
Also habe ich ihn übernommen. Warum?
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
Aha. Und wie lange ist die neue Zeit her?
There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression. Looking good on you, or anyone. 2 decades, if the calendar is to be trusted. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic.
Ich habe das Gefühl, mit der Zunge schneiden zu müssen, wenn ich den Blick aufsetze.
The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume Le Million's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head.
Okay.
Sometimes you like to add finger pistols to the mix, because, unlike Guillaume Le Million, you are a police officer. It's your nifty little way to say, I'm armed and dangerous.
Okay. Hat das vielleicht irgendwas mit Ostinaceous Orchestration zu tun?
Not really. OO must have just stirred your mind. They're more like a disco rock band anyway.
Okay, das war's dann wohl.
It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
Okay. Ah. Dann mache ich das jetzt erstmal. Gucken, ob das was ändert.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Okay. Probieren wir mal den Bolzenschneider, um den Wasserhahn zu reparieren.
The chain cutters slip out of your hands as you attempt to twist the faucet into place. Well, you know one thing for sure. You've probably never been a plumber.
Dankeschön. Ich brauche Punkte. Also, 9 Platz. Oh, warte. Ach nee, das ist ja nicht so eine, ne? Aber da. Sonst was hier. Nee. Na guti. So. Ja, wo ist mein College? Schon unten. Die Gesundheit, dann investiere Punkte, dann habe ich schon. Dankeschön. Die ist auf jetzt. Nice. Ja, so mein College. Morgen.
Morning.
Er nickt mir kurz zu.
Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
Was meinen Sie damit drauf lustig?
I mean ungovernable.
Okay.
Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the union. These men here. Men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Die Hardy Boys. Also. Die Wrestler oder wie die Detektive? Sind das die Typen, von denen uns Gard gestern erzählt hat? Ja.
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
Es sind so viele, weshalb wir Verstärkung anfordern.
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay? One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Nice.
Just a moment.
Die Frau wendet sich wieder dem Cafeteria-Manager zu.
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
Der Cafeteria-Manager scheint seine Entschuldigung ernst zu nehmen.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Guten Tag. Alles in Ordnung?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
Moment. Was ist denn mit der Leitung?
The manager was vague about it.
Die legt die Stirn in Falten.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
Wozu brauchen Sie das Telefon denn?
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Sie blickt zu Boden.
A little missing persons puzzle might just be the thing to take your mind off the hangover.
Okay, dann erzählen Sie mal, war Ihr Mann schon öfter verschwunden?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about.
Sie sieht aus dem Fenster. Zur Bucht hinaus.
More important than a missing expedition? I don't know. Expeditions often lead to something interesting.
Worum ging es bei dieser Expedition Ihres Mannes?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
The water lock, that was broken. Could this be it?
Moment, wer ist dieser Gary? Gary, vertrauen Sie ihm? Oder die Schleuse, die zur anderen Küstenseite führt, ist kaputt. Wahrscheinlich sitzen sie nur da drüben fest. Nee, Moment, wer ist dieser Gary? Vertrauen Sie ihm?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that.
Sie lächelt.
Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
Okay. Ja, dann die Schleuse ist halt kaputt.
Oh my. What happened to the water lock?
Sie werden es nicht glauben, aber sie ist durch eine große Reklametafel für Butter blockiert. Die ist nämlich ins Wasser gefallen.
Oh, sweetie. If it weren't for you, I'd be looking forward to another sleepless night. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Na gerne doch.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
Okay, I do.
Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
Oh.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
Wenn ich ihn sehe, richte ich ihm aus, dass Sie hier sind. Wenn und falls sich die Gelegenheit ergibt.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
Erzählen Sie mir mehr über Morell, über sein Aussehen, seinen Charakter, Ihre Beziehung.
Oh dear. I'm not sure where to begin.
Naja, wie sieht Ihr Mann aus?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
You can't go around Revachol feeling grown men's hands. If you want to find her husband, you'll need more concrete information.
Versuchen wir es noch einmal. Wenn ich mich auf der Straße mit ihm treffen wollte, wonach müsste ich auch schon halten?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
Wie lange sind Sie schon verheiratet?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
Wie haben Sie sich kennengelernt?
By a dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
Sie lächelt wehmütig.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
Okay, ich glaube, ich habe jetzt alle Informationen, die ich benötige. Reden wir von etwas anderem.
I hope I've been useful.
Erzählen Sie mir mehr von diesem seltenen Insekt, das Ihr Mann sucht.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
Doch, ich will mehr über das Insekt wissen.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but
Ah yes, Phasmatodia, a diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing. Ghost insects, colloquially.
where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insular Indian coast. Hence its name, the Insular Indian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us officers.
Sieht mir in die Augen und nickt nachdenklich.
To be honest, this animal sounds like a cryptid. You wouldn't happen to be searching for some kind of gnome of Jeroma, would you?
Ja.
I smell pseudoscience, he's thinking. Not a big fan of that.
It's simply elusive. So much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
Establishment. I thought so.
Warum denken Sie, dass die Phasmide sich in der Nähe aufhält?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reed saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
Also ist ein Zeitungsausschnitt der einzige Beleg, den Sie haben.
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insular Indian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses.
Die scheinen sich für diesen Kryptiden echt zu begeistern.
I suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insular Indian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses.
Und? Ist sie gefährlich?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Ist sie wertvoll?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Okay, was so besonders an der Schrecke?
Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special.
Vor Befangenheit wird die Frau ganz rot im Gesicht.
Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
Okay, das wäre dann vorerst alles. Dankeschön. Okay. Ja gut. Dann haben wir die halbe Stunde wieder voll. Dann machen wir an dieser Stelle Schluss. Und ja. Dann reden wir in der nächsten Folge mit den Gewerkschaftern. Würde ich sagen. Vielleicht ist da jemand bei, der uns helfen kann, die Leiche da vom Baum zu holen. Und uns zum dem Herrn Elwart zu bringen, zu dem Gewerkschaftsführer. Ja gut. Alles klar. Ich danke fürs Zuschauen. Hat euch gefallen? Wenn ihr lasst einen Daumen nach oben da, ein Abo wäre auch nice. Und wir sehen uns dann das nächste Mal wieder. Bis dann, alles Gute, bleibt gesund, bleibt sicher. Bye bye, euer Toby.